Good morning everybody and welcome to Team Liquid vs Cookies for the WePlay League Season 3. I'm still on vacation. This video was recorded on the 1st of February 2016 and I picked this game because it seemed somewhat interesting. Gotta be honest with you, I'm kind of running out of interesting games. I don't know, like I just cast a lot, at least recently, right? And I've casted like 10 games over the past 3 days or so, and that may not seem like a crazy amount, but it is actually when you consider that I always try to get like interesting matches. But anyway, so we'll go ahead and just get into it, shall we? As per bans, we have Lone Druid, Chen, Faceless Void, and something else soon. Nuke's Assassin, that's interesting. On the other side, we have Io, Earth Spirit, Oracle, and Dazzle. Team Liquid drafting Death Prophet Spirit Breaker right away. Actually, you didn't see this, but there was really fast picks, right? Like the picking took like a second for both sides. At least the first 3 heroes, which was just like Invoker, Death Prophet, Spirit Breaker instantly, and then Rubik took a little bit longer. But anyway, Gyrocopter and Juggernaut now coming out for each team respectively, and now Team Liquid will grab the Vengeful Spirit on top of that. So Team Liquid already a very burst-heavy lineup. Like these heroes deal a lot of damage. They have a lot of disable. A lot of very powerful spells. I think the Juggernaut is already a great choice, just because of that. Right, Juggernaut is going to do pretty well. Although Juggernaut struggles a little bit against Death Prophet. I don't really like him that much against her. But we'll see how that plays out, right? A Legion Commander picked up. So, Cookie seems to be going for... I don't actually know. I think the Legion Commander is odd. I'm not sure what the Legion Commander is about. So that's gonna be like a jungling offlane Legion Commander, I assume, right? Juggernaut safe lane, obviously Invoker mid. On the other side we have the Barra offlane, Gyro safe lane, Death Prophet mid. Both teams are kind of looking at another support now. Team Liquid probably wants something with range. Like I think a Disruptor would be actually really good here. That's probably what it's gonna end up being if I had to guess. The Enchantress is gonna be banned out from Cookies. So we'll see how that works out. Tidehunter actually. Oh right, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting Barafoom is actually played as a support these days. So we do have the long range support already with the Barafoom. And we're gonna have the Tidehunter in the offlane. Yeah, that makes sense too. Right, of course. I don't know, I'm still so used to Barafoom being a safe laner that this is just, not a safe laner, but an offlaner, that this is just like, I don't know, it's just so stuck in my head. But yeah, this makes sense, of course. Tusk gonna be the last pick for Cookies, so that's gonna be the support they choose, and we'll see how this works out. Oh wait, Kesu plays for Cookies. I didn't actually know that. I actually know Kesu. I think I still have him on my Skype. Do I? Wait, let me check. Do I? Do I? Wait, no, do I? Oh no, I may. Do I? Okay, I actually don't fucking know. I may or may not have Kesu on my Skype still, but... Yeah, no, Kesu, like, I know that guy. We've talked before on a few occasions. He's a nice fellow. He also streams. He's really good at Dota. Yeah. I'm really glad he found himself a team. I wonder how well they're gonna perform. They're playing against Team Liquid right now, which is a very strong lineup, but well, we'll see how this works out for them. Interesting note about Kesu. Kesu used to play for Stay Green and Hon. He used to be like mainly a Heroes of Newerth player. He was one of the last professionals, like one of the last top tier teams to really just quit the game and go to Dota 2. He really stuck around until the very end, but that's because he was playing for the best team, right? So while nobody else was really able to earn any money, Kesu was, since he was playing for Stay Green for quite a significant amount of time. Now, Team Liquid is actually gonna run into Cookies right away. Oh, that's an awkward snowball, but they get the Gyrocopter anyway. He's taking a lot of damage, but they spin him out of range. He goes down anyhow. Spirit Breaker tries to defend his teammate, but it's not going to be enough. And Liquid loses first blood. Oh, that's interesting. All right. Good start for Cookies right there. Who actually got the first blood? Who was it? The Juggernaut. Alright, I mean, that's a good start, right? Like, that's definitely the hero where you don't mind it. So I'm sure they're happy about it. But yeah, anyway. I don't really know much about any of the other players on Cookies, but I know about Kesu, right? And I think this is the same guy. He used to be written with 2 C's. The first one being a lowercase and then the uppercase one. I imagine he just removed the second C because it's kind of pointless. Rubik in the meantime at the bottom, he's just gonna be picked off. Oh, you can't run into these heroes like that. You'll just die. Death Prophet does not get the bounty, the Rubik snatched that one, but she gets the kill instead. Which, interestingly enough, is not actually that much more valuable, right? It gives her a little bit more money. Actually, that gives her significantly more money. But less experience. It really depends on what you're looking for more, right? I guess in the end it's still a little favorable though. But yeah, it's actually not that much of a difference, right? You would actually expect more of a difference, I assume, than it actually is. But actually. Anyway, so we'll just see how this works out. The Legion Commander actually not going for the Iron Talon, for more of like an old school build here, like more for just like defensive options. She seems to actually be looking to stay in lane. I wonder how well that's gonna work out for her. Interesting, right? These days I see a lot of teams just kind of give up on the lane, and well, I don't know. The Iron Talon seems to just be like what you go for, basically, no matter what, right? But well, we'll see how this plays out. So, let's go and take a quick look at the players. We got Eskil on the Invoker going up against Fata on the Death Prophet in the mid lane. Bottom lane, currently going to have Steph Style on the Tusk and Pablo Gaming 13 on the Rubik. On the other side, we have Kuroki on the Titan. Of course, the safe laner will be Flens on the Juggernaut. Then we have Alex. I like that name, Alex. Alex on the Barathum, just sitting in a safe lane. Matumba Man, of course, on the Gyrocop. They're going to be farming here. And Jarex, just, you know, being around and helping him out as much as he can. I like names like this. I don't know, I always think those are really funny. Alex. Where it's just like, oh, hey, this is Alex. Here we have Matumba Man and Sephiroth Slayer 13 XXX Sniper Elite. And Alex. And this is Alex. I don't know, I always think those are very funny. But yeah, these two right here, I think the Death Prophet and the Invoker are probably the two most powerful mid heroes right now. OD's definitely in that mix as well, but I would still give the edge to either one of these. And they're very strong, very dangerous, and both definitely capable of dealing with the other. I don't really think this is a matchup where any hero has a particular edge. If I had to give one, I would give it to the Invoker. Oh, actually Fata taking quite a bit of damage here, but of course the Spirit Siphon is just going to keep him going forever. Alex is now incoming, he's going to charge on the Tusk. They put out the second Siphon and down he goes. Invoker will end up being fine. Kuroki comes in, puts out a gush, but that's about the end of that. But yeah, no, this is of course the upside of Death Prophet is she is ridiculous, right? But Invoker is also ridiculous. I would, look, if it's just a one-on-one matchup, just straight up laning, I give the edge to Invoker because, you know, Exhort and Alacrity and all of that nonsense, it just makes him really hard to last it against because he deals a lot of damage. However, once you like incorporate ganking and fighting, I think it becomes very even, as you just saw. The Death Prophet it's just so hard to kill, right? It just doesn't work. So, yeah, again, pretty even lane. Bottom lane, we just have, you know, Flens farming up the Juggernaut. And this is really what, something I think is interesting, right? Like, on the other side, we have Kuroki just giving up on the lane. Like, the Titan got himself the Iron Talon, and he does not really care about this. The Legion Commander also now finally got her Iron Talon, is starting to jungle up a bit. But, you know, it kind of put her behind just a tiny little bit, I suppose, right? She could have quite a significant amount more in terms of money and experience right now. But at the same time, it's not even that bad. She's still ahead of Kuroki, so I guess in the end it's fine, right? And Keisu is now sitting in the mid lane, just taking some last hits while the Invoker can't, which is generally like, I really like that they are doing that, right? Just coordinating. Nah, Invoker, you know what, I'll just sit here and take a few of these creeps really quick if that's alright. And, you know, Invoker just grabs the rune in the meantime. Top lane, Liquid, currently applying pressure on the tier 1. We do have the Tusk around, he's trying to defend. We got the Snowball already coming out, jumping Matumba Man. He's taking a little bit of damage, but it's not really the safest initiation. Tusk is actually probably gonna go down. Maybe actually is still fine now. We got Keisu going in on Jerax. The Rubik gets the last hit on that one. Fata coming into the lane as well. He nukes down the Rubik and is now going for the Legion Commander. Keisu will fall, and somehow actually it ends up being Steph that manages to get out of there. But yeah, that really didn't work out that well for them. They went into fight. I mean, they got the Vengeful, which isn't that bad, right? But overall, I feel like that's still kind of a big deal. It's not really an issue in terms of, oh my god, you know what, there was such a big loss of gold and experience, right? No, 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 no. And I guess in the end you did defend your tower. It more comes down to like who got the money, right? Like the Gyrocopter did and the Death Prophet did. And these heroes really benefit a lot from just a tiny boost of the income. Because then all of a sudden they have their Yules faster, or they have the Dominator faster, and it just amplifies their farming overall, right? And then they just start snowballing. So you don't really want to allow them to do that. You want to play it a bit, a bit safer against those guys. But yeah, in the meantime, the Juggernaut, by the way, of course, he's just sitting at the bottom. I wonder what Flans is going to go for. The Juggernaut builds these days seem to be a bit varied. The only team I have seen him use a lot is eHome. And what I think... No, who was it? CTY. I think CTY is the carry player for eHome. What CTY does a lot is he goes for Mask of Madness on Juggernaut. Alright, which I think is a really interesting build, Mask of Madness. He's just kind of basically going for the 6.8 free build. But at the same time, when he is given the opportunity to farm up a lot, right, if he thinks the game's going to be slow, he does go for the Battle Fury as well. So these tend to be the two, really strong Juggernaut builds that you see. Other than that, not too much, like, at least from what I can tell. So I wonder if Flans is going to go for one of those, or maybe something, a little bit more unique. Invoker, by the way, in the mid lane, we got Eskel just simply rushing the Forge Spirits, right? Like he says, I want to have the level 2 Forge Spirits by level 8. Right, I just want to have this ready as fast as I can. Oh no, not the level 2 Forge Spirits, but like the 2 Forge Spirits, right? Not just one, but, both of them. As fast as I can, so I'll just take care of that. We get the charge coming in on the Forge Spirits, actually. Kind of an interesting choice. Invoker taking a lot of damage from the Death Prophet already. We got the Spirit Siphon. One last hit is gonna do it. Kuroki takes it. Flans now incoming. He wants Vata and he cuts him down. Snowball coming in on Alex. He's gonna... Nope. Not quite hit by it. Very close. Matumba Man comes in to turn it around. The cooldown and it takes down Steph. That should be the end of it. Actually, no, Alex! He wants to keep going. He's gonna go in on Flans. He does have enough mana for the spin now. And now the Barafoom will be taken down by Keisu. The dual victory going to the Legion Commander. And Alex overextending a little bit. Like, he was definitely feeling himself right there. Goes in deep and doesn't really work out that well for Liquid. But other than that, that was a pretty good fight. You know what? Like, they did alright. Although, gotta keep in mind again, the Juggernaut actually, also did rather well right there. But anyway. He now got a Ring of Aquila. So, I would be surprised to see both Aquila and Drums. So, if I had to guess based on the Aquila, then I would say that's maybe a Battle Fury Juggernaut. But, nah, whatever, I don't know. Juggernaut builds are... I don't know, they're so hard to predict at times, right? They can really be. I know I just said that they're like only really like 2 big Juggernaut builds, but for example, skill build, right? It's just like every Juggernaut game looks different because like the people just keep putting random shit into random skills, right? It's just like, wait, what is happening here? I'm so confused. And for example, Flans right here elects to completely skip Blade Dance and puts 1 point into Healing Ward and maxes out the Blade Flurry. Blade Fury. Blade Flurry is a Hearthstone card. But like, I don't know. It's just really tricky to, like, see coming what exactly is happening. And you gotta understand, like, why is that the case, right? It's just like, with Juggernaut, you have so many options there because all of his skills are really good at certain things, but they do nothing else. Right? Like, with the Q, you can protect yourself from magic, you can fight really, really early. With the W, you can push. With the E, you can farm and, like, become a really scary late-game carry. But... in the end, they don't do much other than that, right? Like each skill only serves a specific purpose. And anyway, actually we got Tusk already getting nuked down. Now we got Flans incoming. He wants Matumba Man. The jump on the Gyrocopter, the spin as well. That should be a dead carry. Yeah, he gets sliced up into little pieces. Oh god, that wasn't too good for them. In the meantime, Vata diving deep is actually gonna get Sunstriked and is dropping very low right here. TPN from Tusk, he's looking for this one, a snowball. He actually gets it off. He's gonna activate it, but the Death Prophet does have a regeneration bottled up. Oh, that's awkward. Gets trapped in, but it seems that Cookies is not looking to fight into her ultimate, which is probably a good choice, right? You definitely don't want to... don't want to mess with that. It's a very powerful ability. Death Prophet, by the way, picking up threats. I've actually seen a decent amount of that. It used to be the case that on Death Prophet you just always buy face boots, but it seems like these days actually threats have become a lot more acceptable, and I actually very much understand why. Kuroki gonna be dueled, the Sunstrike on top of it. Down goes the Titans of Fata, thrown up into the air. He manages to get one kill, Task Force, but oh, Matumba Man is now coming in. He gets Pablo. Flans on the run. Actually, he's gonna go for Keisu first. The Legion Commander Force, and now it's just a Juggernaut. And he gets taken down by the Vengeful Spirit. So Liquid coming in, cleaning up, and they get a tower. They get 3 kills, taking down 2 of the big cores. That was definitely a fight that was very much in their favor. It just seems like Cookies keeps trading, right? They keep trading kills, but I don't really like their trades that much. I gotta admit, right? It seems like all the trades they take just don't really work out that well. Invoker, by the way, is actually not doing crazy well. I mean, he only now got a Hand of Midas and he has brown boots. That's not great for him. It's really not. Yeah, that's a little odd. What's the score at? Like, he died once. I guess that doesn't help. Yeah, no, it's a bit tricky, right? Like, he is behind the Death Prophet in terms of net worth. That's very surprising to me. But at the same time, this is exactly what I was talking about, right? Where it just seems like all of the trades aren't really that super good for Cookies, right? Like, they don't seem that bad, but they just don't give me a good feeling. I'm actually seriously struggling to describe why. Right, but they just don't make me think that Cookies is gonna come out ahead in the game if it keeps going like this. Now Alex diving in deep and just gets murdered. I'm not really sure what that was about, I gotta be honest with you. I don't know what he was thinking there, but well, he pays the price. Matumba Man gonna be jumped. The Sunstrike comes out on the Gyrocopter. He's taking a lot of damage, but he will be fine. He'll just turn it around on the Tusk yet again. That guy just keeps falling at every encounter. Kuroki is here. He does not have a Blink Dagger, although he's getting very close. Ravage is ready down, and he's definitely looking forward. Fata, however, is just going to be content with pushing down the mid tower while the ultimate is still active. They should be able to do so just fine. There we go. They actually give the last to Kuroki, so the Blink Dagger is now ready. Very important item. Very important item. Jarax lifted up in the air, but there's not really any follow-up. And actually, Pablo, he tries to charge away, but no, not going to happen. And Keisu also gets jumped. Now Kuroki comes in on top of that. Ravage probably not going to be necessary, seeing as Keisu is dropping so low. One last charge from Alex is going to be able to finish the job. And they just got caught out right there, and you can't really have that, right? Juggernaut, in the meantime, is sitting on a lot of money. I wonder what that's gonna end up being. Please do not be a Blink Dagger. Okay, good. I'm sorry. Like, the amount of money he had really worried me because of his movement to the secret shot. Or side shot, right? Like, there could very well have been a Blink Dagger, which Blink Dagger is a great item for Juggernaut, just not right now. Right, Blink Dagger can be very good. It just isn't at the moment. You should really get something else. A thing I don't like, by the way, is that he put another point into the healing ward. These fights are far too fast and far too, like, bursty for you to really get much value out of that. I really would have liked to see another point into stats or the blade dance. Just the healing ward, while good, I think 1 level for farming, always, right? But other than that, it's just not gonna do that much for you right now. Got the Yasha incoming. Good choice, good choice, good choice. No, that's really nice. I'm glad he's not going for a Battle Fury. No, he's just gonna rush this ancient Yasha, make sure he can fight, and that's hopefully gonna work out for them. The smoke, they find Matumba Man, but actually they can't get the initiation. Jarax is also there. Kuroki might be jumped. And the Ravage! They turn it around! There's a 4-man Ravage, a 3-man cooldown! They even get the second hit on a lot of them. Kuroki's now incoming, but Fata just bursts them down. Flans, he is on the run. Kuroki, he doesn't really want to blink forward into this, I don't think so. But Fata is hasted, and Fata does not care. If he gets jumped by the ultimate, that's not gonna kill him. That's not even gonna get close. And the Juggernaut, he's just gonna try to TP and spin out, but no way is that going to work. And Liquid gets a big fight. Big fight. They kill 4 heroes. There was a beautiful Ravage. Actually, let me That was not a beautiful Ravage. The Ravage was good. Don't get me wrong, but all Kuroki did is press R. What really was beautiful, the way Cookies presented themselves to Kuroki, right? Let's be honest, that was very much just throwing all of their lives away. They could have played that very differently, I feel. Vata should really go for this. Maybe he wants to give it to the Tidehunter? Actually surprised by that. I mean, like, oh yeah, okay. I guess it makes sense to give it to Matumba, man. No, like... Look, if I'm playing Death Prophet, I'm position 1. I don't care that you're anti-mage. I am position 1. Right, so... I would have taken that Ancient Stack, but they choose to give it to the Gyrocopter instead, which is very much reasonable. That is a much better play, but, you know, whatever. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Alex, by the way, picking up a Hand of Midas. Man, look at that. Fancy. I like it. I like it. So Alex will be able to actually keep up in the game. That's not even that late. Honestly, on 16 minutes on a support. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. Right, so I'm not worried about him at all anymore. Like, Barafoom is gonna have a great time this match. Well then. Keisu, in the meantime, he's got his Blink Dagger as well. We're actually starting to see some items come out. Steph, Sally's got nothing. The Rubik also not really looking that healthy. And that's actually something that worries me, right? The Tusk with 1,000 net worth at this point. Like, since the start of the game, this Tusk has made 300 gold. Well, I guess 400. 500? Let's be generous. Let's say 500, right? It's just not that much, though. I mean, this guy is just fucking poor, right? I don't know. 300. Yeah, Baumi, great math. Okay, we see the Juggernaut. Of course, he has his Yasha. We talked about that already. I won't be surprised if he's just going to rush this Ancient Yasha into a BKB or something along those lines. Right? Just make sure he can fight. Although right now it's just not looking that good for him. Again, I don't like Juggernaut against Death Prophet. Right? I just don't really think that's a great choice there. It mostly comes down to the Blade Fury. Okay, so if you think about what a Juggernaut does, right? He runs in. He Blade Furies, or he uses the ultimate. Generally speaking, after he's done with one, he will do the other. And at that point, hopefully the fight is split up enough that he can actually right-click some people. But you can almost never just run in with a Juggernaut and start right-clicking. That just doesn't really work, because he doesn't have any good mobility, right? Like, he just runs in and then prays. Not necessarily the best plan. Not necessarily. Now, if you look at the way Blade Fury works, it's a big commitment. It's 5 seconds. Like, you're stuck in it. You can't do anything. You're inside of Blade Fury. That doesn't matter against Death Prophet, though, because your ultimate is just gonna kill you anyway. The Siphon is still gonna kill you, right? Like, that just breaks through magic immunity. So you're stuck in the Blade Fury. The Death Prophet is just gonna eat you up. Alright? You try to ultimate her, she goes up into the air. You just can't really deal with that one hero. And yes, of course, you could just say, alright, how about the rest of my team deals with the Death Prophet and I just deal with the rest of their team. But I just don't see that happening this game, right? Like, that's gonna be really, really tough. We need the Invoker to truly start taking off, but important thing to note, he invested 2 grand into a Hand of Midas, so his actual the fighting net worth is 5,500 gold. It's not 7.6. That's not what it is. No, I like Hand of Midas on Invoker, don't get me wrong, right? It always gives you a lot of levels, which is very important. But at the same time, you need to fight right now. The TP out. They actually get the Death Prophet. Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay. So Keisu is already getting charged. And he just jumps Vata the Sunstrike. And they kill the Death Prophet. Alright, and then they just TP out. That was a very good play. I'm very impressed with that. It was actually really good. That was really, really good. Alright. I mean, we take those, right? So, we're gonna have a push at the top. 4 heroes. Gonna be sieging that one down. Of course, Vata did have the Aegis, so it's not really that big of a deal. Likely would have run out soon anyway. But hey, if you can do that during a team fight, then you're good. worry that you won't be able to do that during a team fight, right? Invoker, well, he's level 12 now, which is also pretty damn important. Chooses to actually not max out the Exhort, goes for another level of Invoke instead. The Death Prophet picking up her BKB, we have Aghanims coming up soon on the Tidehunter. It's actually, I think, the first time I've seen an Aghanims on a Tidehunter in competitive. It seems like a good item, I gotta admit. Alright, I just haven't seen it before. The Tumba Man, he should have the Ancient Yasha if he wants it right now. I would be surprised if that's actually his choice. It seems much more likely that he picks up a BKB instead. And of course the Barafoom. Oh, a Satanic! Really now? I did not see that coming at all. That is odd. That is very odd. But I guess Matumba Man sometimes makes some weird decisions, right? Like last time we saw him with the Anti-Mage. Just randomly buying a freaking Hyperstar and, you know, wanted the attack speed. But a Satanic is odd to me. Right, I think, especially since at this stage you can still get a lot of value out of, like, this creep to stack with, or, you know, you get yourself the Alpha Wolf or something like that. It's actually kind of really powerful to have a creep to fight with. That's, by the way, one of the most underrated things in the game, in my opinion. Like, I feel like people should really be using Helm of the Dominator more. Right, really be using it actively. It doesn't even need to be an Alpha Wolf, right? This guy right here, this guy is crazy, okay? You see this? This thing slows somebody by 80%, I believe. And then it ticks down over 5 seconds. Has a 3-second cooldown. You can get 4 of these shits out in like 12 seconds. Whoever you're perching is not running away. They're just not. Never gonna happen. Right? All the while constantly getting perched. That's a pretty big deal. And if you use the Helm of the Dominator on it, it has 1400 HP. 1400 HP is more than the Vengeful, it's more than the Death Prophet, right? Gyrocopter, of course, since he has a Satanic, has more as well. I guess has less, right? But Barafoom, by the way, goes down at the top. But it's a lot more than a lot of the heroes in the game. Or in this match, I guess, at this stage. So you could actually really get a lot of value out of that, right? Of course, Alpha Wolf and the Ice Troll, or Ice Ogre, are pretty obvious choices, but I don't know, there's just a lot you can do, and it's not really utilized that well. Even this fella right here is actually not that bad. Actually, no, he is. I thought he had a shoulder cooldown. Okay, forget about that. Sunstrike? Oh, only barely misses. Death Prophet is already dealing a lot of damage with her ultimate. Satanic activated from Matumba Man is of course one of the big upsides of that item. It's gonna allow him to truly just keep pushing. He never really needs to worry about falling too low in terms of HP. But Liquid, not looking to overextend right now. They just fall back and play it cool. I mean, they're ahead by so much. Like, that escalated very quickly. Very, very quickly. And I think that truly just comes down to, like, farming. Right? Farming around the map. It's a Gyro, man. This guy's looking scary, right? And the Death Prophet, she's also ahead by a lot. It's just, those heroes are getting nasty. Now, of course, we have the big team fights that come into play as well, but farming and pushing. Right, these are the two components that really make up the advantage right now. If you look at the towers, we have this tower still alive, this tower still alive, right? The only tower that Cookies took so far is this one. Look at all of the towers Liquid took. Right? 6 so far. I mean, okay, great. You lose Kuroki. Is that a big deal? No, he has his Aghanims anyway. 6 towers. That's like what? 1500 gold each. Right. There's your advantage. That's 10 grand. So that's a really big deal. And that's just objective gaming, right? And I think you can really tell that in that aspect, Liquid seems to be a much more experienced team. They see they have an opportunity to go for something, so they do. Right, they play the objectives as soon as they present themselves, and I love seeing that. I think that's the right way to play Dota. And actually, Flans, no, he should be fine. But yeah, right, just like, okay, we killed something, now let's use that, right? Let's not just leave it at that, let's use that to kill something else. And that's how they are so far ahead at this point. Well, the bottom tower is actually probably gonna fall. Nice. Nice usage of those guys right there. Gets himself that tower kill. Yeah, but you know, you kind of gotta do something about that, right? You can't just let them take objectives as they please. And Roshan is back alive. That's maybe something they're looking at again. I'm sure Liquid is aware of this, or if not, they'll be soon. Gyrocopter now picking up a Demon Edge, so we'll see the MKB rather soon. And then this guy's nasty, right? Like, he's actually building in a way that allows him to skip BKB, I think. And that's interesting, right? I feel like just getting a BKB would do the job just fine. But he says, whatever. Right, I'll just tank up. If I have a Satanic, right, if I just have enough HP to live through all of their spells and heal up afterwards, do I need BKB? Nah, I'll be fine. Right, and at that point, the advantage that kind of build gives you is it allows you to really push aggressively, right? Because then you can just say, alright, the Gyrocopter is just gonna survive all of your shit, right? You jump him, he's just gonna stay alive, right? You jump you back and then he heals back up. So, what you gonna do while he sits at the front of your base pushing? That's right, there's not much you can do. You just don't really have a play, and that's exactly the strategy from Liquid there. Top tower actually goes down, so I like that Cookies is actually like really applying a lot of pressure on this. They are, as you can see, they're slowly coming back into it, and actually they jump Matumba, man. Flans is also going in, the Juggernaut ultimate used on top of the duel, and that's a victory for Legion Commander. In the meantime, somewhere around here we lose Alex. Kuroki is not going to be thrown up into the air. He's already taking a lot of damage from the Invoker. We have the Kraken Shell proccing, so Titan should be fine for the time being. But Death Prophet gets trapped up. Cookies is sadly not able to utilize that, at least so far. Now we got Flens incoming, but up into the air he goes. We got Steph also going for Jarax. A few attacks from Eskel should be able to finish that one off. And there we go. Casey takes it. Ah, screw you, man. This is mine. And, well, they get that fella. So Liquid is actually kind of giving them, seems like a way back into the game, honestly. I mean, ooh, that's just not as well coordinated as they played like the first 25 minutes, right? Like recently they've just kind of let the Radiant do whatever the hell they please. Meantime, Invoker is just gonna be pushing down the mid, using those Forged Spirits aggressively, right? Kind of sacrificing them, using them as fake creeps. But, you know, in the end, that's still gonna get the job done. And of course, Invoker, by the way, picking up an Aghanim Scepter as well as a Blink Dagger. So, at this point, Invoker is actually looking pretty strong, right? He is so past the Death Prophet in terms of farm, and he does scale very well. This is a very strong late game hero. So, we'll see how that works out for him. Juggernaut finishing up the Mantis as well as a Blink Dagger. So, at this point, I don't mind the Blink Dagger. Right? You just can't get it first. It doesn't work. Like, if you get Blink Dagger first on Juggernaut, you just don't do anything with it. So, you picking up the Mantis first, I think is fine. That's a decent choice. Allows you to get out of the silence. Meantime, at the bottom, actually, Steph is going to be picked off as well as the Rubik. Both supports go down, and that's a gem on the ground. I think Matumba Man picking that one up, and he now has his MKB. Wouldn't be too surprised if Liquid used this to just, you know, kind of get rid of the vision on the map and then go kill him. But currently, they have to go back and defend Force Spirits as well as the Illusions. Even the Meatball coming out, just split pushing the top. No, Tower's actually taking quite a bit of damage here. But Keisu, he will be able to TP out. Just barely. Also forced to use the BKB to be able to do so. Okay, the supports are back. It's really not a big deal that these two guys died. Right, it's kind of annoying, but it doesn't really matter that much. Like, whatever. And what is kind of a big deal is losing the gem. You don't want to lose a gem ever, right? That's a lot of money. I mean, look at the Tusk. He's just like so poor. So poor. And this is really what I think is like the biggest problem here, right? The Tusk having nothing. This guy is just 0 on 7, man. 11 last hits. That just doesn't work. It just does not work. The net worth of the two supports on Cookies combined is as much as the Barathum has. And of course he has a Hand of Midas, right? Yes. That doesn't mean he has any less net worth now, does it? I don't know. This guy's just looking strong. Alex getting very close to his BKB. And actually got a smoke coming out. The vengeful. No, that's not a smoke. It's just a missability. We got a charge, however. Charge onto Keisu. He's going to be able to blink away. Kind of buying him a little bit more space. And Alex will be forced to cancel the charge. At this point, he's too far ahead of his team. The Legion Commander might even just be able to like turn around and duel him. Get herself another duel victory right there. She actually has a little bit of damage built up already, so Legion Commander starting to become kind of powerful. Man, a little bit. I don't know. My Timberman, this is exactly what I was talking about, right? Like, with the edges now even on top of that, they just can't really initiate on him, right? Like, he can't just sit here and push, and what you gonna do about it? Yeah, he just activates his Satanic and heals up, and whatever. He doesn't really care about having it during a fight. He's got an Aegis on top of it. Right, so they're just gonna slowly take down your barracks, and how do you stop it? Right, like, what do? You wanna jump him? You see that? Matuma Man is asking for it. He's ready. He doesn't care. Come jump me, right? Like, initiate on me. That's what I want from you. Punch me. And Cookies is just forced to say no. And they lose their barracks. And that's a melee down in the mid. That's all Liquid needs. That's all they need. They're not looking for anything else. They're not looking for anything more. They're just gonna fall back. And seems they're gonna rotate into the bottom, maybe? Wouldn't be too surprised by that. I would be surprised if they just stop pushing, right? It seems like Matumba Man, yeah, he's already going over here. You know, he's gonna go to make sure that he gets the creep wave. Or, actually, no. Just grabbing himself some TPs. Alright, alright. He should upgrade his Yasha soon. Probably gonna grab himself that good old Saint Yasha. Wouldn't be surprised by that. Could also be a Manta style, I suppose, although I feel like the Saint Yasha is gonna do the job just fine. Right. Top lane, by the way, we got Eskel going in on Fata, but he doesn't know he is the one actually getting jumped. Invoker will be burst down, the BKB used by Fata. Kuroki's looking for more. He uses the gush on nothing. Pablo gonna try to TP out, but Jerax finds him. And the poor Ruby could also be picked off right here. Really? I mean, it's actually kind of... okay, yeah, there we go. Took a little bit longer than expected, but Matumba Man doesn't even concern himself with these tiny, petty things. And he just pushes down the lane. He's ready to fight. He's looking forward to this. He's been waiting for this. This is his moment to shine. We got Liquid smoking up in the background. And, well, tower is getting sieged. Yule's actually on Cookie. Okay, soon. Goodbye. He just gets burst down immediately. Not much he can do about that one. Death Prophet ultimate is popped. The buyback from the Legion Commander. I mean, Invoker has a buyback too. Yeah, but that's probably even too late. The barracks are dead. Those are dead barracks, yeah. Matumba Man just activates his Satanic to heal up on the creeps, and it's gonna be another barracks kill. Keisu jumps in, he's looking for a duel, he gets Kuroki, but it's too late. The Ravage was already used, now we got Jerax in the middle of the fight as well, but I mean, this is just a massacre, this is just GG. And Cookies called it. Liquid takes it, and that's the game. Boom. Easy peasy. Alright, hope you all enjoyed that video. Hope you all enjoyed that. That wasn't a great game, but whatever. Damn it. Oh, I don't even give it up. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave a rating on the video. And I hope to see all of you tomorrow. Goodbye.